Yo, what's up, everyone? It's Rudy from Drinks and a Movie Podcast, and today I'm going to try out the new Sazerac Rye Full Proof against the Thomas H. Handy. So let's dig in. Alright, so what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. I just got this yesterday. So this was that new Sazerac Rye Full Proof. This is coming in at 125 proof. I got it for about $35, I think $34.99. And I just found it interesting when this was announced fairly recently. You know, it was a few months ago they came up with their 100 proof version of the Sazerac Rye. I guess just because it was something in demand, maybe a little higher proof for cocktails. And then they just suddenly dropped, at least as far as I know, it felt sudden, this new Sazerac Rye Full Proof. I saw the announcement on this maybe a month ago, and I was lucky enough to get one. Again, I got it for $34.99, so not that much more than a regular Sazerac Rye. And I thought it'd be interesting to compare it with Thomas H. Handy, because my understanding is that Thomas H. Handy from the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection is essentially, you know, Sazerac, baby Saz, I think still 6 years old, I want to say, just coming in at, cast strength. So this one, I believe, was 2023. I got it last year, but I think when I looked it up, it was 2023, if I remember correctly. Let's see if it says on here. I don't think it does, but yeah, so uncut and unfiltered straight rye whiskey, straight from the barrel. This one is coming in at 124.9 proof, so that'll probably be an indicator of which year it is. I've been warming up on just baby Saz, your regular 90 proof Sazerac Rye. This one is actually a store pick from Alameda. I did open this and try this one yesterday already, so it's got a little bit of airtime. But so yeah, I just thought it was very interesting that they would drop something like this, because in my mind, it's like, is it just gonna be? I mean, it can't be, right? Like, this has to be better. These bottles sell for obscene amounts of money. I don't remember what the SRP is on it. I want to say maybe 150 or something. You can correct me in the comments if you'd like. I just don't remember off the top of my head. But $35 for this, and if this can be anywhere close to that, I mean, it'd be pretty crazy. Let me actually go left to right. So going in for the Sazerac Full Proof. So pretty peppery, very rye forward for sure. Maybe like a hint of a vanilla, actually. It's kind of hard to get anything out of this one. Just like hints of those notes, but really a little more ethanol-y. And this is pretty similar. Also like kind of muted and hard to get anything out of it. Like the Sazerac Rye Full Proof has a little more aroma going on. They definitely smell mostly the same, but this one's hard to like get anything out of it. Well, here we go. Sazerac Rye Full Proof. So definitely very rich. It doesn't come off super, even though it's 125 proof, it doesn't come out super hot. You know what I mean? It's not like burning my esophagus or anything like that. It's rich. Like, it's definitely more in the flavor. It gets that Pop Rocks effect on the tongue, which I actually tend to like. I get that grape note. Like, sometimes on the Buffalo Trace stuff, I get like a Luxardo cherry, or sometimes like a candy grape, like a deep rich. Like, if there's a Luxardo purple grape, it'd be like that. So I get that kind of grape note. And now that's kind of coming out on the nose, like a little more of a fruit forwardness. Like nutmeg, right? That bright kind of spice. A little bit of clove. The kind of typical notes. More flavor definitely came out at the second time around, which is to be expected. But consistent, I get a little bit of that grape. I get those bacon spice notes. For sure, the rye. I was drinking some Sagamore earlier, and this is actually like kind of, even though it's a Kentucky rye, like their mash bill's undisclosed. But my understanding is it's probably more into the like lower end of the rye, like closer to the 51% range. But yeah, that's good. Not much of a finish. Like, it definitely gives me that Kentucky hug. And I feel it, but I'm not getting a lot of like flavors on the finish. You know what I mean? It does kind of dissipate quick. So let's go in for the Thomas H. Handy now. Nose is still pretty muted. That is different. It's not the same, that's for sure. So 124.9 proof on this one. So basically the same. I mean, 0.1 difference. This doesn't have that fruit forwardness. Like I don't get much of that grape note, but I get a little bit of vanilla, and I definitely get more oak. I mean, I'm pretty sure these ones aren't. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I don't think these are much older, but it does have a lot more of a oak influence. So maybe just where it's aged or whatever. Yeah, it's just more oak, a little more of that vanilla. The spice characteristics are consistent, but I don't get that nice like fruit forward grape note. And the flavor does linger more on the finish. There we go. More pepper coming out, black pepper, maybe a hint of like a red hot cinnamon, allspice. So that kind of oak, like that oak, not too sweet, but definitely like kind of woodsy, maybe a little like leathery. And yeah, it's hard for me to decipher flavors on the finish, but there's definitely more going on in it. Leaves more of an impression. I'll go back to the full proof in a moment. That even on the nose, that like, now I'm getting apricot. That's good. I like when I get apricot on like a rye whiskey. Yeah, quite a bit different. Now, when it hits the tongue, it almost has, I've said this in a couple other of my reviews where, again, it's not really hot. It sparks up the tongue, but yet it like takes a second for the flavors to kind of kick in. It's almost like you're drinking water, and then after a second, all the flavors start to kind of roll out. It's good. That apricot, that fruit forwardness is consistent on the palate. But yeah, now by comparison, it doesn't have that same richness I think it had before. It's definitely like a lighter version. Back to Thomas. Yeah. As soon as that hits the palate, rush of spice and flavor, richness, they are quite different. Now, price-wise, like the many hundreds and hundreds of dollars more this is, in some cases I've even seen it go for over $1,000 versus $37 I think after tax I spent on this. I don't know about all that. And I mean, yeah, for MSRP of course it's right. For the secondary markups it's pretty obscene like how much this is. Same with Sazerac 18. I've had it before and I wasn't impressed, to be honest. Just where there's so many other good options on the market, like, but yeah, anyway, back to this. This is good. Don't sleep on this. I think if you get a chance to taste it, definitely taste it, try it. And I mean, the 35, 37, 40 bucks, whatever, it's worth just picking up. If you like rye whiskey, I mean, just grab it, especially if you already like Sazerac. I mean, that's one that I kind of always have on deck. It's a good one to have. Now, obviously, Thomas A. Chandy is a little harder to come by. I'm very lucky I managed to get this, and it is different. I will say of the two, this is the better one, like, and it damn well better being for how much it costs. But this is good. I'm glad to have it, and I'm really excited. As soon as I'm done recording this, I like to make Sazeracs at home, the cocktail. So I can't wait to do one with this. I've never had a Sazerac with like a really high proof rye before. And Sazerac Rye, as the name would suggest, for me so far, I think is the best like mixture for it. And what I like is they actually have the recipe on the back too. But yeah, that'll be it for this little review. This is good. I hope you get to pick it up and try it. It's well worth, I think, even if you don't find it at a bar, but you see the bottle. If the price is right, then yeah, go for it. Definitely don't spend anything above MSRP. I'm surprised that they were honest with the price. I thought that the stores were gonna, and maybe some were gonna charge like $100 or $200 for it, just because that possible comparison and the fact that it's full proof. But yeah, $34.99 is what I got it for. So definitely try it out. And if you do try it out, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd be curious. And if you are fortunate enough, like I am, again, I'm very grateful to try both of these side by side. Then let me know your thoughts on it. But yeah, that'll be a wrap on this one, everybody. Cheers.